the challenges. And here we are. And you're live at Gilda's. To get our meeting started, why don't we all just introduce ourselves? And Amy, you're going to have to help us out as we do this.
There's a lot of people online today, so maybe we should.
All right. Well, okay. Let's see. Online, Amy says there's quite a few. She's going to have to help me prompt people because, yeah. Okay. Yay. All right. Well, let's start with Cassie.
Hi, folks. I'm Cassie Chambers Armstrong. I'm the District 8 Council Representative. Aaron, you want me to make my announcements now or wait till we get through everyone?
Well, you're an exciting person. I know on limited time, so please give us the best shot you got.
Cool. So 2 events to let folks know about. The first one is an event we're having this upcoming Sunday from 4 to 6 at the Bellwether Hotel. Which is a chance to thank the 5th Division LMPD officers for their work. Last year, we had an 80% full year decrease in shootings in the Highlands. And so this is a chance to come and meet the officers that work in our community and thank them for the work that they have done in the past year. Then the following day, on Monday, the 30th, our regularly scheduled District 8 Advisory Board, which Hani, the chair of, is on here, but I'm going to steal her thunder a little bit. We are having a meeting about public safety. And so we'll have various city officials to talk about what the city is doing to combat violence in the community. And I hope folks will come out to that. So please share information about both events with your networks. And I hope to see you all at one or both of them.
Wonderful.
What time is it?
Bellwether, did you say it was a 5?
4 to 6 p.m. Bellwether Hotel. There will be pizza and there will be cards so you can write a little thank you note.
Great. All right. And yes, on that promotion, we have been putting that information out on our website and on our e-blast as well. And we really want to encourage residential as well as the businesses to show. To my understanding, there's going to be some information given about the violence reduction program our new mayor is putting together. So I look forward to that information. Next in line, Lisa, are you there? Come on. God help us. Okay.
I am. Hi, I'm Lisa Cobb. I'm the Chief Development Officer at the DePaul School. And I think usually Lori Bodiger, our head of school, goes to these meetings. So she's out of town, so I'm happy to be here. And DePaul School, if you don't know, is located on Duker Avenue, and we help children with learning differences. We're a K-8 independent school.
Wonderbar.
Good to be here.
And thank you for joining us. Let's see, come on. All right. Are you following me, Amy? I'm not sure. Is Paula was there then? Hani, are you? I'm clicking, but it doesn't seem to turn the mic on for her. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I am clicking.
They have to turn their own mic on.
Oh, well, Hani, turn yourself on, will you please?
There is a way for me to definitely follow that up, but it's way too early in the morning.
That's why I love you so much. You represent me internally. I can't be like you. I have to be awake. But internally, it's a Hani.
Thank you. Thank you. Cassie did not, Cassie may always steal my thunder. I am the chair of the District 8 Advisory Committee, Council, whatever we are. Please come out on the 30th. The other thing I need to remind everybody is that there is a special election on February 21st, if my mind is right. It's an important election, and please let everybody in your communities know about it. And if I can get my act together, I'll put it in the chat room.
Well, you get your act together, girl.
It's
And
way
thank
too
you.
early in the morning.
But only for you. Thank you. Okay,
You're
Todd,
welcome.
can you turn yourself on? Come on, Todd, you can do it. Oh, God, help us. Todd? Who's that knocking at my door? Come on. All right. All right. Well, maybe Todd will join in a period of time. Let's see here. All right. Bill, why don't you start internally? I think we got everybody offline there or online.
All right, I'm William Dean, I'm from William Dean Salon, and got back involved with the guild, and if I can do anything for anybody, let me know.
Wonderful.
Where is your salon?
Right across the street from Mid-City Mall.
Good morning, I'm Nick Morris, a Highland Commerce Guild board member and recently retired from the safety and security store, so now I'm working from a home office.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm Beth Linsky, I'm the manager of Broadway inside of the city hall.
Troy Burden, Executive Director of Highlands Community Ministries.
Deanna Daniel, owner of Hypnosis, and also the Harmony House. We call it.
Bed and breakfast.
Harmony House, our Airbnb,
Here.
that's it.
Ray Brundage, Tyler Park Neighborhood Association, and here just kind of as first.
Welcome, Ray.
Morning, I'm Jermaine Lyons. I am the operations manager at Block by Block.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Victor Rose with Easy Back. I'm Dane Durand, I'm the general manager and residence director at a new cocktail bar over by the post office called Epiphany.
Wonderful.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy Chazen. I'm a Highland Commerce Guild board member. I'm also the executive director of National Council of Jewish Women. We own and operate a family shop in the city hall. Hi, my name is Ashley Eggers, over for the city as a small business and economic manager. So I'm just here to support you guys and you listen.
Wonderful. Now's your big time.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Bob Pickin. I'm president of the Cherokee Triangle Neighborhood Association. Around here, so.
Thank you for being here, Bob.
Jeff Meyer, sales agent with Managing Realtors, and also on Highland Commerce Guild board and treasurer.
All right.
Rob King on the Lake Washington River.
All right.
Good morning, Karen from the Park Community Credit Union.
Wonderbar. Well, cannot thank you all virtually and actually being here. Lieutenant King, how about coming up and let us know what's a rattling in the streets?
I'll keep it short and sweet.
You're already there.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning. Just real quick, this is the elephant in the room. We haven't started the year off as the way we wanted to. We've had 2 homicides, several shootings. The one homicide over on Beechwood by the mall was kind of a random thing. We already know it was just a planned thing. So it's not something that's to do with the bars or the lake. It was something totally unrelated. So, obviously the plan is to try to keep the Highlands safe. That's easier said than done. My approach, our approach as law enforcement is always try to get the business owners, the bars, the people to be held responsible. I sent an email out to most of the bars last week about the law when it comes to carrying weapons inside bars. It seems like some of these incidents have happened, people have been armed inside of a bar, restaurant. So that's a problem. Not that people are allowed to carry, obviously, but there's certain things you have to do and have to abide by if you're a business owner, especially if you sell drinks by the alcohol by the drink. different for a restaurant because most of their proceeds don't come from alcohol sales. So like the Bristol or they're different. There's different things that they abide by. But again, we always want responsible gun ownership, no matter yay or nay, but we're working on that. The other thing we've had lately is a lot of car thefts, like literal, and it seems like it's Kias and Hyundais more than anything. I know that's bad news if you have a Kia or Hyundai, but there's videos out where it takes about 30 seconds, 45 seconds to bust a window. Jimmy the kind of a hot wire deal, but it's something to do with the steering column where they basically plug in the USB cord and the car starts. There's all kinds of videos. It's on YouTube. It's a big thing. I think last week we had 4 or 5 Kias and Hyundais stolen just in like Barstown Road area. So again, they're busting windows. It's not like, it's just, I don't know if it's a certain model, but a lot of those cars have the same kind of electronic mechanism. So it's, if you can get in one, you can get the other. So do that. Make sure you lock your cars. I mean, some of these folks are just pulling door handles, for just general theft. So make sure you lock your cars. It's easier said than done, but that helps. And the other thing is, if you see something, just call us. A lot of times, we'll find out after the fact that, hey, there's 6 cars just got broken into. 4 people didn't call because all they took was change, or it's kind of hard to really establish a pattern if we don't know the extent. If you don't want to report, that's fine, but at least call us so we can document that, hey, this street particular had 6 car break-ins compared to like maybe 1. That way, with 1, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint. If there were 6 that day, then we have a better idea of where to put our resources the next week. So as always, I got cards. I'll hang out if you have any questions or anything. So I won't take up Aaron's time.
You never have.
Sir? All right.
Cassie, is there anything that, I know in the past we had worked together on the highest and best practices, and that document went to the mayor's office, past mayor. Did it go anywhere?
I have an update. I got a call this week that it is about to be released imminently. So the best practice document, after like a year or more of feedback and work and folks weighing in and it really being run up and down the ladder several times, is on the verge of being released any day now, which will be fantastic. And once it is released, there's money to help train folks. Again, none of the recommendations are binding. They are all best practices around ways to keep businesses safe in a multitude of ways, whether that's from people who might have medical issues, whether that's like we saw with people spiking drinks and the sexual assaults, whether that's gun violence, whatever it might be, non-binding recommendations, and there's money to train folks on those. So stay tuned. If you are a small business owner and interested, we will be offering some trainings on some things you can do to keep yourself and your patrons safe and add to the safety of the community.
I'm hopeful that this violence reduction program may be able to be incorporated in the document, just so that we can establish some continuation of the program. I think originally working on the document was a good thing, because during that time period, our crime area, our Barstown Road crime did decrease. But for future reference, I think it's going to have to be updated, hopefully sooner than later. Anyway,
yeah, and I think it would actually be, since it is coming out soon, I would appreciate, I know the Highlands Commerce Guild has always taken a leading role in helping to convene folks. I think given sort of the release of the document, the fact that the year is not off to the start that we had all hoped that it would be off to, perhaps it's worth chatting about convening that group. And so Aaron, I can follow up with you offline, and we can maybe get another stakeholder meeting on the books.
I agree with that. And that group has been invited to your District 8 meeting. We are heavily working the bar and restaurant group to come to the meeting. And we really are looking forward to band together, because together is the only way this is going to work. So I appreciate and applaud your efforts. I'm glad that it wasn't as lost as I thought it was. So,
yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate
no problem. No problem. All right. Well, let's go to something maybe a little more exciting. We have a new craft cocktail bar coming. Dane, please come up and fill us in on the journey you all have had to make this a true happening.
Yeah, sure. So like I said, I'm Dane Durand. I'm the general manager and beverage director at Epiphany. We opened to the public December 15th, so we're a little over a month in and trending the right way. We are primarily a craft cocktail bar at this point, with an emphasis on sourcing locally, so sourcing from local farmers, going straight into the cocktail program, but local food vendors. We're using Froggy's Popcorn, who is on the agenda today, a handful of other things locally as well. We do plan to brew in the coming months. So we sort of elected, instead of being a bar and restaurant, to brew our own beer. So we'll do sort of micro brewing kind of in the back. It'll probably never really see distribution. It'll be self-contained. But yeah, it's a beautiful space. It's a little more adult than most of the rest of the bars in the area. Yeah, any questions?
Yeah.
From 4 to midnight, 7 days a week. We're reserving the right to adjust Sundays as volume fits, but for the moment, we're kind of throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks. I mean, the atmosphere mostly. It's it's definitely not like late night club. I definitely spent my fair amount of time at O'Shea's and some of these bars in my 20s, and it's a cocktail bar. It's not a place for, there's not loud music and a dance floor, and the drinks are more thoughtful and the spaces arguably more curated.
Does it face Town Road? or back to
It
the-
doesn't. So we're actually addressed on Highland Avenue, but it would be maybe more accurate to say that it's Baxter Avenue rear. But because of sort of the dogleg way that the building's shaped there, we're not actually the rear side of a building that's on Baxter Avenue. So essentially, we're in the same building as the post office, but if you kind of pull into the parking lot, we're sort of tucked just behind the post office, sharing a wall with them.
Regarding parking, I guess the parking is available in that parking lot.
Yeah, we do have parking available in that lot. It's still a fight because people are just going to park there anyways, and that's not the hill I'm trying to die on. But yeah, I think we have 20 spots or so, 20 or so parking spots, that we share with the post office and Haraz, a soon-to-be cafe on the corner there of Baxter and Highland. But we sort of operate in the hours that they're all closed. So theoretically, we basically have 20 spots to ourselves in the evening. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. And again, we do have Cazito products in back and hot coffee and water. So please join in. And glad that they are so, they got up early this morning. That we were right out of the oven. I saw them pull them out of the oven. Well, I was talking with Miss Fisher, and Froggy Popcorn is over on Barrett. She was for some reason thinking that we did PM meeting versus AM meeting. That even though I'll give her, I get confused all the time. If anybody knows me, they pray that he doesn't get confused. But I thought I was really good about AM because we are an AM type of crowd. So she does send her apologies, but we'll work something out with her in the future as well. Oh, yes, I agree. I have gone over there and popcorned it. And
I wanted to get my unsolicited testimony.
Yeah.
We're all gonna do G-Bag. It's delicious.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Wonderbar. And speaking of unsolicited promotions, Mr. Lyons, would you please come up and give us a little overview of what's been going on in the Highlands with the Ambassadors Program? I think some kudos have to be mentioned because I don't know if you all noticed, I know Nick was up on this, the leaves had gotten collected. For some reason, the tree, we think middle of December, the tree leaves are gone. Bardstown Road found them.
Absolutely.
And since Bardstown Road was found with leaves, Mr. Lyons, the Ambassador Program came along and took care of it. So please come on up.
Good morning, everybody. How's that like that weather report? Right. We're off.
If you- We need you to sort of be mid-screen.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
Yes.
So I just wanted to come and introduce myself. I'm Dane. I took over for Tim about, I'm not sure if you're all familiar with Tim Burkett. Took over for Tim about 6 or 7 months ago. So I'm just trying to fill his heavy shoes. He's a great guy. It's taught me a lot. But what we've been doing in Bardstown Road is just, like he said, one thing is attacking leaves. Of course, we constantly on trash. I think this past month we've collected over 9,000 pounds of trash. So if you can imagine taking all that trash and sprinkling it out back on Bardstown, it'd be a mess. So we've been very busy. I put together a brief slideshow. It's only like a minute long, just to kind of highlight some of the things we've been doing. If you all want to take a look at this. And sorry for the mask, I've been a little under the weather, so if you can't hear me, just let me know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't want to give it to anyone else. Always technical difficulties. Just bear with me 1 second. I may not have an internet connection in here. This may be why this won't play. I'll work on it. But anyway, one thing I wanted to ask everyone, I'm gonna leave my card. If you have any events that you know that you have coming up, could you email them to me? We would love to be present. Do some type of pre-cleaning if you need anything cleaned up. Afterwards, if there's cleaning that needs to be done, or if there's any type of ambassador services we can provide, like escorts or just being visible. We want to do that. So I want to leave my card so everyone has a contact information with me. I'll definitely be seeing you, most definitely. And I want to put that on my calendar so we can be active in the community a lot more than we are. So if you have any issues, graffiti, anything that needs to be addressed, please reach out to me. We're very accessible and we can usually get stuff done in usually a day or two with a little notice. So use us. We're very accessible. We want you all to be active in using us. If you see something, just give me a call. We'll definitely get on it. And I want to put events on the calendar so we can be present. We'll definitely be present for what Ms. Armstrong was talking about. And if you have any other issues, just give me a call. I'll try to work on. Go ahead.
What specifically, what roads and so on do you work on?
Well, so on Bardstown Road, we go from Eastern Parkway, right there where Valvoline is, and we go all the way to what's it, Godfather's Pizza, right there at the beginning of Baxter. So anything in between that, and if it's a little bit off Bardstown or in the area, we're more than happy to address it. We just started going over to Beachmont Park. I think it's Beachmont. It's like a little dog park. So we just added that little area. One thing I can't say about the leaves, we've had a windstorm here so you can imagine the leaves that are 10 miles away are blowing back towards Bardstown. So, but we love it. We love being in the community. We love seeing the faces. We love meeting people. So if you see one of our ambassadors, you see that yellow, don't hesitate to speak, blow. We're always looking to talk. So yeah, if you got any questions, sure.
I have a phone number.
Absolutely. 502-377-2515. and I'll answer that day and night. So text or, and I'll get my card out and you can email if you need it.
Dane, I was wondering, what are the hours and maybe the days that the ambassadors are on the street?
So we are out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, but we also have a second shift from 2:30 to 11. And we try to focus the second shift more on hospitality and assisting. We still, of course, we're going to do trash removal and those type of things, but we want to be more, and I just bring this up because he brought this up about the shooting. So that happened actually right across from our office. And actually the guy actually witnessed it. He didn't witness the shooting, he witnessed the aftermath, one of our ambassadors. And I try to tell those people, tell our ambassadors that being visible can deter a lot of things. I mean, no, we're not the police and we can't, we can't detain people, arrest people. But sometimes just being seen, someone might say, you know what, I'm not gonna throw that rock or I'm not gonna commit that crime. So we are trying to be out more at night. Again, the hours is from 2:30 to 11, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we're always there from 8 to 4:30. But we can adjust those. If you find something that needs addressing before those times, give me a call. We can make it happen.
Did you say your office is where?
My office is actually right in front of his building. It's right on 960 Baxter Avenue. That's why I said you'll see me very soon.
How many ambassadors do you have?
Right now we have, I think, 13 ambassadors. And so, like I said, that's split up over 7 days a week. Thank you. Thank you. We love compliments. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Sure.
I would ditto that. My interaction with them has been great. I think they're a great presence and they do a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And I will pass all those compliments. We love to hear good things about the ambassadors. Absolutely. Thank you. Anything else? All right, and I'm gonna pass out the cards.
I think you said it, but you said the boundary was basically from Broadway to Eastern Parkway.
Absolutely.
But you go a little bit past Eastern Parkway.
We can go anywhere anybody needs us. So we're all over the city actually. And the Bardstown part is just a part of what we do. So we actually go to the West End, we go to the Beachmont area, we go to Oak Street. We clean on all of those areas and provide services there too. So we don't have really a boundary. Those are just the official boundaries. If you need something, we can handle it. So
do you manage the entire city program or just the Highlands?
Just the Highlands program. We actually have two. There's a downtown ambassador program. I'm not sure if y'all seen those. They wear some different colors than we wear. I think they were like an orange, but they are all affiliated with Block by Block. But they handle their little thing out there a little bit different than we do. But yes, we are all affiliated though. Okay.
Cool. Thank you. Please give your
Thank
card.
you. I will leave cards for everybody. Thank you.
And thank you very much. It's always amazing what you learn in the process of life. And representatives from the Good Belly are on their way. They also thought PM. I don't know how that ever got into anyone's conversation because we're an AM type of crowd. Anyway, when looking at and we're going to give her a few minutes, she is on the way, so we will have representation from Good Belly this morning. While we're waiting on that, there are a couple things coming up. I think they're of great importance. One is the return of the Taste of the Highlands. I don't know if you all can see this or not. Yes, no, yes. Yes, no, yes. But all right. Troy, why don't you just take a few moments, come up here and give us some highlights of a very popular event.
I'll need to see this for the highlights. I'm Troy Burden. I'm Executive Director of Highlands Community Ministries. This is one of our fundraisers, but it's also a way that we can engage the neighborhood. So Highland Commerce Guild is working with us to bring together restaurants who will serve their wares. We have Elijah Craig as our bourbon sponsor, and we have a wine sponsor. And of course, I can't remember it when I'm standing up here. But it is for Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras, which is this year happens to be February the 21st. So tickets are going online on sale today. We've got posters for you to please take for your businesses. And we hope that you'll come out and support Highlands Community Ministries. We are the community ministry for 40204 and 40205. So that's Phoenix Hill all the way to the Waterston. We also serve part of 40218 right now, since the community ministry in that area closed a few years ago. We do not have a lot of additional government funding right now. That's all kind of ended. So during the pandemic, we had a lot of opportunity to help people with rental assistance, and our food pantry donations were very strong, but we're serving more people now than we did then. As you know, inflation is high. And so our food pantry has been busier than it's ever been. The proceeds from this supports our food pantry, our emergency financial assistance program, and our senior outreach program. So all of our fee-based services like HYR and our childcare centers are self-sufficient by fees. But this fundraiser will support the organization to provide those emergency assistance services that we provide to this neighborhood and all the Highlands neighborhoods. So hope you can come out. Please take a poster, tell your friends. It's really a lot of fun. It's like a lot of fun. So come on out.
What were the dates again?
It's February the 21st, Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. I think they're $50 or they're $60. The $60 ticket gets you a wine tasting, not wine tasting, a bourbon tasting with Elijah Craig. So we're doing VIP tickets for the extra bourbon tasting. All right. So it's a fundraiser. That's why it costs $50. So spend it.
I thought it was fun raising. Come and have a good time. Ashley, I know that you're new to the crowd, but I want them to get to know you a little bit. Through our Metro government system, we do actually have direct contact people, and Ashley is one of them. So why don't you at least come up and give a little background about how you, it's like the land of Oz. You're not in Kansas anymore.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is my first meeting with you all, but I do live over off Lexington and I'm going to be moving into the Cherokee Park area in March, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, so I work for the city as a small business and economic manager. I'm only 4 months in, but I do work under Christy Jarbo, who I would assume some of you probably know her. But yeah, so we just, one of my main goals this year is just to kind of get out into the community and meet everyone. I ended up getting Aaron's phone number on a list and I called and he said, "You've got to come." So that's kind of how we got connected. But I was at Epiphany Bar with their grand opening and ribbon cutting. So that was super exciting. If you haven't been, I do agree. The vibes there are different. It's really beautiful inside. So their cocktails are phenomenal. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely check them out. But yeah, so I just try to get connected with anyone. If there's any entrepreneurs or different associations that I can come and support you guys in, that's kind of my goal this year. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be over in the back. Thank you guys for having me.
We do have many support services. A lot of people don't realize I guess we are a focal point, but through touching base with us and through membership, we are able to get you connected on more than one level, especially if you have a specific problem, whether it be a cleanup operation or funding sources that are coming down the pipeline. There are some discussions about under the new mayor administration, there will be some programs that were not available. So we will keep you all posted as the information becomes available. And I am very happy to bring up the ability to have District 8 meeting addressing the reduction of violent crime so quickly in a new administration gives me great hope that working together, we can create a safer environment, a much calmer environment. We are waiting on Good Belly to arrive. While we're waiting, does anyone have any announcements or upcoming excitement they would like to talk about? Now you have to come up front to talk about it. Center screen.
Yeah, I gotta,
There you
there we
go.
go. Yeah, so I'm Beth Nahinsky with the library in the Mid-City Mall. We're just letting you know that on Saturday, February the 18th, that morning at 9 o'clock, we have our Cafe Louie. We've been doing this for several years throughout the library system. It's a chance for you to meet your local representatives, government representatives. And I don't have exactly who's coming this time. I know in the past, we've had our state representatives, our Metro Council people present. And we normally don't open until 10 o'clock, but we will be opening our doors at 9 o'clock that morning. So it is on a Saturday. We meet for about an hour before we open, and most of the representatives stay afterwards. So if you wanted to talk with them afterwards, after they have a chance for presentation announcements, you have the opportunity to do that as well. So I just want to let you know, Saturday, February the 18th at 9 o'clock is when we have it at the Highlands branch. They have these at different libraries throughout the city. So if you miss that one, you might have an opportunity to attend another one at another location. So thank you. All right.
Yeah. All right. Now, we have a motley crowd here as well as online. So does anyone have something they like to share about what's up and coming? Wait a second. I see some lips moving. Jess, you got to turn yourself on. Honey, she was like pulling teeth to get her to turn herself on. You got to turn it
All
on.
right.
There you go. Please introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jess, everyone with Good Belly. I'm so sorry that I misread the email. I was thinking it was a PM meeting, so I'm terribly sorry.
Not a problem. I think it's in the air myself. It's just.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, tell us now, of all the craziness there is, you all started in a truck, right?
We did, yes. So we started on our food truck in March of 21. And for the last year, we've been looking for a brick and mortar space. We've been trying to find the right space for us. We didn't want to build from scratch. So we were looking for a turnkey situation. And when this space on Dundee opened up, it was the perfect location, the perfect space for us. So we're thrilled to be here.
Well, with those thrills, how did you all get started on the truck?
So we are transplants. I'm originally from New Jersey. Jeff and I met in North Carolina. We decided we wanted to escape North Carolina. Just it was becoming more and more populated. And my mother was born and raised here in Louisville. So we came here, and Jeff, my partner, has been in the food industry for 25 plus years. He started in a New York Jewish deli. And I, myself being Jewish and from New Jersey, it was a food that we really were missing. We didn't see a lot of here. So when we thought of our concept for the food truck, that's the way we wanted to go. We wanted to bring authentic corned beef, pastrami, so on and so forth to Louisville. And it was a very unique concept in the food truck line. We weren't sure how it was going to go, but we were welcomed with wide arms and everyone loved everything we were doing. So it was a great success on the truck, and we were starting to feel limited by what we could do. So that's when the idea to expand into the brick and mortar started. And what we're going to do here on Dundee is continue the menu that we had on our food truck. So we'll still have the sandwiches that people have grown to love. Our Reuben is our bestseller. But we will expand upon that, and we'll have more soups and cold sides and pastries, very much influenced by a New York Jewish deli, but we will go further than that. And Jeff has a lot of fun with different cuisines, and he's had a ton of experience. So excited to bring all of this to you.
So what was your favorite truck story?
Oh man, every single one. I think it's working on a food truck. A mobile kitchen is an experience in and of itself, whether it's 90 degrees here in Louisville or when we were operating in the middle of the winter. But I think just being able to roam around the city and meet everyone, was fantastic, and it allowed us to develop a really strong customer base from that opportunity. So now everyone will be able to come see us anytime they want rather than waiting for us to come to them.
Well, speaking of coming to you, what does that look like? What time frame are you all on?
We're on track for our goal of early March. So the next couple of weeks will be very important with getting permitting. So we'll get some more clarity here in the next coming weeks, but we're still very much on track. We've been working day in, day out here doing all the work ourselves.
Have you had contact with Christy Jarvo yet?
No.
Well, I believe that Ashley and Christy will come visiting you because they will help in that process. They are very good expediters.
Very good.
All right, and I'll make sure you get their phone numbers as well.
And I'll email you the gift certificate to release to the winner.
Well, now imagine that. The kitchen's not up running, but yet they're ready to feed the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot thank you enough. You're very kind on that. And I cannot thank you enough for just flexing and coming joining us no matter what. Join in. And that's if anything, we will operate at the moment. We don't have to have great plans. We just have to have a goal. Communication's our goal. All right. So I know you said you're going to expand the menu with soups, and what would you say would be the spectrum of food? Okay, you have a Jewish theme. And you had success with the truck, and Reuben has been your #1 seller. So in expanding that, what types of food are you talking about?
Well, we won't go further past sandwiches, so you can expect, but we do a fantastic Philly cheesesteak. Jeff's parents were from the Philadelphia region, so we do an authentic Philly cheesesteak. We play around with Cuban sandwiches, but what we stand to from every single element is everything's from scratch. So we make our corned beef and pastrami in-house. It takes no less than 30 days. We make our sauerkraut, our pickles, our apple butter for our latkes. All of the soups are done from bone broth that we make ourselves in-house. So that's really what we stand true to. And then we have fun with the types of cuisine.
You say latke now, yeah, I'm into this. But now, again, of course, I think of them seasonal. So, I mean, is this going to be year round versus a seasonal dish? Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. We definitely take food that you would be more traditionally associated with a specific holiday, and we offer it year round. So I make my matzo ball soup from scratch. We'll have that daily. The latkes will be there. We're going to do knish, which I'm excited about because we never had a fryer on our food truck. So now we'll be able to do potato knish. And we'll just play with everything. You'll see a lot of Jewish influence, but again, we won't kind of get stuck in that bubble.
Well, it's fine with me. I like the bubble.
Oh yeah, I do too. I'm a little partial to it. But.
All right. Are there any questions out in the crowd across the airwaves? I'm really excited for you all. I'm so glad that you could join us today, and welcome to the confusion of life. Yeah, yes.
The name of the new venture?
It's Good Belly. Good Belly.
Is she still in the truck, or is she going to be in the storefront?
Are you going to continue the truck as well as?
No, we're actually selling the truck. It's sad to see it go, but bigger and better things.
Not a problem. No, I think the excitement of seeing in Louisville, for whatever direction, not everyone has to be brick and mortar in the beginning. Not everyone has to be stay brick and mortar. I've seen restaurants successfully transfer from one to the other. It's more about the wish of the chef and the crew. And I can honestly say we're much better now at embracing the truck stops or lunch stops, and it's throughout all the way from Norton Commons to downtown. So it's a new trend, and it's one way, one of the most successful ways I know to sample. You know, if you're going to have a restaurant, you've already honed your skills, you've created a niche, and along with that, a following. So you've used it to your advantage, and going brick and mortar, we're excited you picked the Highlands to do it in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Could she remind us again of location and when she will open the storefront?
The storefront opening you thought was March, the what?
We're shooting for March 1st. but
Okay.
it's a little variable.
Yes, understand. March 1st, what they hope for. And again, there's some permitting processes that might, and again, that's where Christie and the city might be able to help you to expedite that to keep that goal, help you to keep that goal of March 1st.
Mhm.
What now? Douglas Loop, yes, it's at Douglas Loop. Anything else? Yes.
Let her know if she's trying to sell a food truck. I might have somebody who wants it.
Have you sold your food truck yet?
We just got an offer yesterday, so
Well, was it an offer that you're going to take? You want some?
we have accepted it, but
We got some people over here thinking they could use the
Ah.
truck.
okay.
All right. Well, if you have any problems with that sale, let us know. I have a background that included the sale of vehicles. I've sold quite a few in my life.
Very good.
It's a hobby, but we all have to have something. Hey,
That's right.
all right. Anything else with you all? All right. Well, what about we talked about a little bit earlier, is anyone offering a special, a shameless promotions, what we call it, but I'm sure there's someone in the crowd that's pretty shameless. Come on, Troy. All right. Well, question for Troy. Still doing anything with the food drive, clothing drive? Is there anything you're all working?
We're always doing a food drive for the food pantry. We always accept food. We get food from Value Market once a week. We get food from Kroger once a week. If you put food in the bins, we have volunteers to pick all those up. Plus, we get the things that they can't sell or are close to going bad.
Right.
Any neighborhood group that wants to do a food drive, we have an old van. I will bring you the van and you can fill it up with whatever event you're doing. So I'm happy to do that. We're always in need of food. So the food pantry is open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 to 1. That's the best time to drop things off because that means staff and volunteers are in the food pantry working. There's generally someone at the office between 9 and 4. And so you can call or you can come by and ring the intercom, but we're always taking food donations. We're always taking money donations. So just write your check or go online and donate. So
Now, as far as food goes, are there some foods that you have plenty of? And so,
we never need green beans or corn because a lot of that comes from the USDA and through Dairy Care.
okay.
What we need are things that are simple meals for folks. And a lot of them that we appreciated that protein. So beef stew, pasta sauce, pasta. We usually have enough mac and cheese, but you can rarely ever have enough mac and cheese in a food pantry.
All right.
It's also great if we can get things with the pop tops rather than that you have to use a can opener. We have a lot of elderly clients. We also have some folks who are transitioning in their living situations that don't always have kitchens or things that they need. We have a lot of people you would believe in the Highlands that still live in rooming house situations. So they have to have shared kitchens, et cetera. So those are things that we can always use.
Great. And we have some good representation here from our neighborhood associations. Is there anything up and coming in the Cherokee Triangle area, something exciting?
Well, the only thing that's really in play that would be, I think, relevant here is the planning work that's begun for the art fair.
Yes, sir.
It'll be the end of April, the 29th and 30th. It's going to be our 51st art fair, and we've already solicited artists to come in. Looks like we're going to have about 220 booths.
Wow.
There's a couple of community spaces, plenty of food and refreshment. We'll have live entertainment as a part of that too. It's a big deal. So,
Yes, sir.
anyway, working on the planning of that now, and we'll be able to update you here in the meetings to come.
As far as application for booths, what's the dates for that?
I think that's close.
Okay.
Aaron. I think the cutoff date was January 15th.
I didn't know, but it's good to know that you've gotten that many in place, ready to move forward.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Tyler Park, any excitement over that edge of town?
We will be electing our new officers Thursday night. It's pretty much formality, I think, but we have closed out, we elected the board at our annual meeting, which was back in October. And I will be continuing as secretary. Anyway, I'm being nominated to continue as secretary. And, our slate's been announced. It's Helene Kramer, Longman, and Will Morgan as vice president. Paula Head will be our second vice president, and myself as secretary, and Manny Calero as treasurer are the nominees. And it's a vote for the board, and then we'll have our normal business. Plus, we'll be talking about mid-city mall rumors. What to do with that. And
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, but well, as interesting as a bunch of old people sitting around.
Well, I'm not gonna let you short sell you all. You all had a very successful run of improvements and bringing back the area. You had a fundraiser over $50,000. You did multiple, the new, I'll say new parks. You even have a pickleboard?
Pickleball
Ball.
has been very successful there. And by the way, it's Beechwood Park. Because it's on Beechwood Avenue. You said, I think you said Beachmont.
It was the translation. You know, it's all in the translation. It's not a problem. Well, before we go, yes.
So, Rick brought up a good question. Is there any update on the status of Mid-City?
Well, no public status. See, this has been the problem. It has been a closed sale. It has not been posted. Don't even know if it's actually closed yet. None of the tenants that I've spoken to, and of course, here's Beth and different people that actually go there daily, even nearly New Shop. I mean, we have people on the board that are in the building. There is no updating or sharing information internally. So I hope that it goes beyond rumor, whatever gets discussed, because we cannot get from the Mets family, this is what's happened.
Well, the rumors have been active enough that's why we're discussing it. It's not that we have any great information or insight into things. We just, we have the one library in the system that is leased rather than owned by the library itself. And so it's a concern if there's going to be a new owner for the property. Owns our branch library and potentially, and we would potentially almost as devastating, would lose our neighborhood food market and our dentist and our doctors and so on and so forth, and our theaters and some nice restaurants and nail shop and so on, and the nearly new. They're all things that if we are a walkable, enjoyable neighborhood, we need to keep in place. And that's true for us and for Cherokee Triangle and other surrounding area, Highlands, original Highlands. So
no, it does create challenges. The existing leases are being honored. I mean, it's not like whatever happens, not immediate. They still have leases to run its course. But again, under new ownership, what's their goal? It's been very true. The mix of things there make convenience, and that's really part of the neighborhood. During the heavy snowstorms, I used to truck up there and, shop and bring stuff back to the neighbors. And so I understand, the ability and the convenience of having Mid-City Mall as we know it. But if there's any information out there that we can verify, we will be happy to share. But it has been, I'm serious. There's been zero communication to anyone I know about what actually is going on. So,
And that's what's scary.
oh, the
We're
unknown,
not willing
yes.
to admit it until it surprises us.
Well, I think that in many cases, there have been deals, if everybody knew all the details up front, there'd be so many people trying to angle that it causes interference with getting it closed. Due diligence, I've sold several commercial properties and due diligence doesn't happen in 30 days. A lot of this stuff, even if you had to do ground analysis, you're talking months, not days. And when you get right down to financing, it's not like you go to the bank and close in 30 days. I worked on a deal that was over 9 months long. And the reason why it closed is the banks finally said, to hold this interest rate, we have to close in this time period. And that's why everyone came to the table, because they didn't want to lose the interest rate. So I feel for them. No, transition's not easy. I just change drives me crazy. So, and this is, it's not only change of ownership, it's the change of the neighborhood. It does have, it's that big of a deal with Ray. I totally agree. It has an impact on this community that far reaches the boundaries of that ground. And so I'm hopeful the new owners understand what they're buying into versus the new kid on the block, let's tear everything down and have something new. So I hear you. Is there any exciting words from PNC Bank? Any new low interest rates coming out or loan programs per se?
There are always loan programs. And we're not financing anything at this evolve right now.
Hey.
I assure you of that. So, yeah, always happy to entertain all of our good friends in the Highlands.
So what days did you pass out free money?
That was this morning. I'm so sorry.
Well, I hope that you all, there are plenty of Casito products. Please stay around. Now we have a drawing. We do have a drawing. Jess she's still there. She's nodding her head. Have you had an opportunity to put together the drawing for the gift card from Good Belly?
Honors of drawing a number, please. So we've got I've recorded everyone's name and put a number adjoining that. So whatever number Aaron draws out, we'll get the Good Belly $25 gift certificate. So.
Number 7, lucky 7. The wheel says 7.
Number 7 is Dane.
Yay, Dane. All right.
And we will get that to you.
Jess, yeah,
Thank you, Jess.
there's Jess.
Thank you.
She's got the card. She's waving it at you.
So a couple of other things I would like to mention real quick. I'd like to thank our new businesses that have come this morning. We had a few miscues with some of our folks, and one gentleman that was going to come today is Mark Roberts. He heads up the new Monarch. That is where the former Bear Nose Pizza was, yes. And that's an interesting concept. It's a music and arts community, and they just opened recently, and he was planning to come today, but got sidetracked by another engagement this morning. So we'll probably invite him next month rather, and he will give us an update on the Monarch. And also I would like to say on your table, anyone here who is not a member, we would love to have you join us. We feel free to take a brochure and look over about the Highland Commerce Guild. We take care of many things in the Highlands, and we aim to keep it clean. We aim to keep it safe. We aim to keep it inviting. So CSI for short. So we can always use help for that. And so please consider that. Thanks for coming this morning.
And if anybody, we have posters here for the Taste of the Highlands. Please take one with you to put up in avid locations. And now you pop up. There's Jess. I mean, you finally made the big times. You were just a little thing on my screen, and no matter what I did, it would not boom. And then I come back. What'd you do to it, Nick? Oh, you gotta watch Nick. He secretly clicked on you. But anyway, thank you for being here. Yes. And then we will get, let's see. We'll make sure you connect on the gift card. we'll get that straightened out. I'll give them your phone number. Is that the best thing to do?
That's fine.
All right, I'll give you the phone number. Well, please stick around. Thank you for being here. Plenty of goods. Go get them. Stay safe.